Okay. Hello everyone, and yes, here's again AdminInsideXO. Yeah, already know. Today what I'm going to do is show how to use React. Okay. If you are not familiar with React, it's a front-end framework that you can use to create some web app. Okay, let's go to its homepage, and you will say that okay, React is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces. Beyond that, beyond React, you can see here you got a React Native. This kind of thing, you can use it to create some native apps on your mobile device. For example, your Android phone or your Apple phone. Anyway, so it's very useful for general application design, especially for those UI design. Okay, so in the last months, instead of learning machine learning, I mean reinforcement learning, I also did a lot of learning on this framework, on this library. So what I can do, I can show you the work I have done just in a few days ago. Okay, for this, this is the homepage for me. It's a website about me, and it's a single page application, web application. Yes, you can see it's React. Okay, it's React. Okay, here you can say InsideXO thought he was the greatest man in this world. How do you think? Okay, I just want to click the agree button, so you can see the thank you. Then a side page just come out, and you can see here's are some introductions about me. It's great, and especially you can click those buttons to get in touch with me. For example, the Twitter account, yes, and also the Telegram group. It may take some time. Yeah, it only got 9 members because I don't feel well when the people become more and more. I like, I just like quiet place. So when I click the older space, for example here, the side page will be hidden. Okay. And for some reason, if you go to the web page, okay, I can show you the web page. Yeah, here is the web page. You can select a diverse way. For example, yes. Oh yeah. So it's React, so you can use it on your mobile phone. It looks very well. Okay, that's it. And for those codes, I just open sourced those codes on my GitHub here. Because it is powered by React, so you can go into it and find some source codes in this directory. Okay. For this case, and yes, if you want to check it out, how you can do to make it happen, you just have to type yarn start, then the browser will be open, and you should say a web page we have designed using React. Yes. And for the codes, what I'm going to show you is that it is fully programmable for JavaScript. Yeah, you can use a code editor to do some codings. For example, the main logic part, it's in the app.js field. You can go into it and you can say those codes. Okay. So in React, everything is a component. If you ask me what is a component, okay, then I probably will tell you that a component is a part of HTML codes. For example, here we got a hello component. So we just copy it and go into the button. Here we edit hello component. Okay, as you can see, it's quite like HTML tags, and indeed it's a tag. Okay, just save it and the browser will refresh itself, and boom, you'll say that here's a hello message from this component. This is what this component did for us. It says, hello, welcome to my world. And you just have to click the nice to see you, and this box will gone. Okay, now we delete this HTML tag and save it again. You should say that, okay, it's gone. It's quite understandable for us. And for more details, what exactly the component means, I think if you ask me, in the JavaScript, in JavaScript knowledge, it's a class basically. Okay, it's nothing but a class. In this class, you will have basically two functions. The first function is a constructor. It's equivalent to like Python class init function. What I did is do some interrelation things. For example, the define some variables or const or anything like that. And the render function, this function is very important because you have to return something in it to get real HTML codes. For example, here you can say the render function. Here you have to return something. If we say that we return nothing but none, okay. If you return this, it's actually equivalent to return nothing. If you return this, let's save it, and you should say that we got nothing. But if you return something else, let's say text or just a simple words, for example, hi, okay, you can do this. Let's say return a text. Wait, I can't do anything here. Okay, text hi. Okay, now you can say that we got a hi text in our web page. So it's quite simple to use, but to understand it, I spend a lot of time in this thing. I can show you what I have read during those during the next months. Wait, where it goes? Books. Here. Okay, that's it. This is the book I have read, The Road to Learn React. Okay, it's quite good. Maybe I can show you some contents in it. Okay, it's not a traditional book. It's a book about codes. Okay, you can copy those codes and read some explanations about it. Okay, it's quite good. And actually, after you read this, you could be using React after you read this chapter. Okay, and the others, for example, the testing, I didn't spend much time reading this because I think it's useless because I have never do that. I think test is not an important task for a small project. The thing that really matters is that you can create something that you imagined. That's a core purpose for you when you get started into a new field. Okay, that's it. We haven't finished yet because I'm going to teach you how to use that. Otherwise, you may feel uncomfortable about this framework. Okay. Wait. Where we get started? Okay, here we go. Every class, every component has a variable, this.state. This variable is actually a dict in Python. Okay, I can show you what is a dict. It's a dictionary in Python. In Python. So in this variable, if this variable you can access it. Actually, you can access this in every part of your class, in everywhere inside your component class. Okay. But the really magic thing about it is that you can use this function, this.setState, to set the dictionary. Every time you did this, the component, the web page will refresh itself. Okay, in that case, you can change your Outlook, change the HTML codes in real time using the JavaScript codes. Okay, so this is the core concept about the React. And another thing about it is that let me see. Here we go. Another thing about it is that you can have props. The props is actually another dictionary. You can use it to access some properties that passed to your component. For example, here I just used one properties, which is height. Yeah, as you can see, height. So where I'm using that, you can say the component name is introduction, and where I did use that. Okay, here you can say that I used that component, which is introduction, and then I passed some properties in it. For example, height. Okay, so that's that's the concept about the properties. Okay, and if you are not familiar with the JavaScript, you probably don't know what does that mean. What this means in a JavaScript class. Okay, it's actually a Python self. Okay, it's equivalent for that. Okay, and there got two things I have to say, and after that it's gone. You have mastered the React. Okay, what I'm going to say is that what if the data doesn't exist? If you want to control if you want to control when or if a component will be shown, how are you going to do that? Let me find a proper thing. Okay, here we go. So the initial state about the shoe shade. You may ask me, what is a shade? If you collect the gray, the shade will be showed. Okay, this is a shade. If the initial shoe shade equal to false, so here, if the shoe shade equal to false, the following it's this equal to end in Python. So if the shoe shade equal to false, the following component will not be showed in your web page. Okay, so that's a fundamental thing about that. And then, what if you want to do some logic control about a return value? How are you going to do that? Okay, in JavaScript ES6 standards, you can use this grammar syntax to do that. Okay, as you know that this will create a new function, and this function can, based on your conditions, based on your logical judgment, to return some values. And another useful thing about the React is that you can use onClick method. Okay, if here is a button, then you can set onClicked followed by a function to do some jobs for you. And for other part, for example, the import part, it's quite basic, just like a normal npm project. Just import something from something. Okay, that's enough. That's quite simple. Okay, that's it. So actually, now I can design some web pages totally by my own. I mean, a modern web page, for example, like Twitter or YouTube or something like that. Okay, the only the only thing that matters is time. Okay, I need time to build those things. I think it's quite useful for a developer, because you will not want to do back-end job all the time. You want your job to be noticed. You want your job. You want to show your works to your users. Okay. So web page is a prototype maker. It's a prototype friendly tool for you to create some products for your users. Okay. If you ask me, what about the machine learning? Okay, machine learning. We'll take easy for it, because it needs a lot of time to say that you have mastered those things, because it's quite difficult as you get into it. For example, this. Okay, here we go. When I get into this part, this chapter, all I got is endless mathematics. Okay. Here we can say mathematics, and all along with all those mathematics formula. It's far beyond my understanding ability. I can't understand those things in such a short formula. Okay. What I'm more willing to say is some basic codes, like I did for you guys. Okay. So I'll take it easy instead of keep deep into that those concepts about the machine learning, I'd like to do some real work to combine some existing technology to a real project. Yeah, I'm going to show you something about it. Okay, here we go. In this article, it says something useful. Libraries or projects in GitHub. Among those things, the one that I really want to get into it is the tensors to tensors. Why I think this is useful? Okay, you shall. Let me show you. Okay, using this models or this framework, you can do image classification, image generation, language modeling, translations, or generation, or sentiment analyze, or speech recognition, or summarize. All those things are based on sequence-to-sequence model. If you ask me what is sequence-to-sequence, which is, in my opinion, it's about a technology. You feed it some sequence, for example Chinese, and then he returns a sequence, for example English. That's great. So this maybe will be the next project I'm going to learn. Okay, that's it. This is my programming path 13. I will see you in the next video. Bye.